Hi, it's Teresa with Crafty with Teresa. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, today we're going to take another card sketch and stretch it. Oh, and we'll be stretching it even further today. We'll take the simple sketch and design cards for several occasions, a masculine card, a feminine card, and several occasions in between. So let's get started. Now let's quickly take a look at the sketch design. I grabbed the design from page 17 from the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's the January through April catalog. And, and just took that design and ran with it. We'll take a look at the supplies. We're going to be using the Designer Series paper, True Blue Florals. We'll use mixed up patterns. We'll also use pastel shimmers. Now I want to remind you, you do not have to have all of these papers to make this design. These are just items I recently purchased, and it's exciting to grab those new products and work with them. So I've got those here for you. And then you'll also see that I'm going to use some ephemera from the new products. We'll use some several different types of ephemera. We'll use some of the new matte and sparkle dot embellishments also. Now let's walk through the cuts for this design. Now I want to tell you that these are my interpretation of what this might look like. You can change these depending on what you have in your stash or depending on what strips you may already have cut. Now I want my pattern to be vertical in this particular case. We're going to take and do the first cut at 5 1/4 and make the next cut at 4 inches. We'll then take this piece and we'll cut it using the 4-inch side at 1 1/4, which leaves two pieces at 1 1/4 and 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that's it for your background. Now, because this panel is smaller than an A2 card base, which if you don't know, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I am going to show you a tip on what I do when I'm making multiple cards and I want to go through and make them quickly. My designer paper that I just cut is a 1/4 inch smaller than that card base. So I take a piece of copy paper and I cut several pieces of copy paper to 4 and 5 1/4. That way I can quickly line up these pieces, these two designer series pieces of paper quickly. It helps with mass producing. It also helps with bulk. In my case, I know I'm mailing these cards, so I want less bulk to try to help with postage. And you'll see how I've done this in just a minute. So we'll put the 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch strip on there, and then we'll add the other piece. You can see here that I have the two variations of the colors. We'll set that aside to dry. Now, because I mentioned earlier that we're going to be doing multiple types of cards, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the other designs. I just cut several strips at that 4 by 5 1/4, and then I just cut them down, and now I've got lots of different card panels ready to go. Take a minute, take a look, and see if you can decide which types of cards that we'll be making here today. So the one that we'll be showing here today, we'll show bits and pieces of the other ones, but the main one that we'll be showing here today will be a feminine card. We'll take that love from the Endless Love stamp set, and it can be used for Valentine's, it can be used for anniversary, it can be used, actually what you could do is you could actually use love on the front, add the word you to it. You could also then on the inside put in a happy birthday card. These designs are very, very flexible. So the first thing I'll do, the squares that we've cut here today, one is
3x3 using white willow cardstock. The other is
pastel shimmer.
We'll use that word love. I had to take a minute to just recheck that because it looked like my E was crooked, but it's not. I grabbed the design and looked and thought, oh, okay, it's not crooked. This is just the way it's supposed to look. Next, I'll grab some dimensionals. Now, for time's sake, I didn't show each of the actual cards the same base being put together because I did that in the very beginning. I'll grab some glue. We'll add this. As I mentioned, this is going to be mailed, so I want it the least amount of dimension. There will be some. Next, I'm going to take the beautiful pink
Pastel shimmers. Designer series paper.
That's going to go on the back, and I'm going to add the love to the front, again with some glue. That's just glue that I took from my other glue bottle and put it in this small, more detailed glue bottle. I'll kind of offset. If you look at the design, it is definitely offset a little bit. I'll offset the word love. Then I'll grab my dimensionals and I'll add the beautiful floral piece, which is another item that's a new product. It's an ephemera pack. I'll get the information on that again. This is in the description box, but I'll grab that information for you and get it set up for you in that description box. Next, I'm going to grab some of the new bling bling. And I believe these are matte dots. And in this case, we're going to keep it kind of generic and we're going to add the white pearls to this one. I usually do this. It's kind of my standard. I put a pearl on the bottom and then to the right or to the left, depending on where we might have space, I will add 2 of them on that side. And they're basically what you're doing is you're making a triangle. But this card is now finished. Whoops, I think I lost one of my pearls. Let me go back and grab that real quick. And I think it's beautiful. So there's our first card, which is a feminine card. The next card we have will be a card that we'll use to do a birthday card, a masculine card. Our second masculine design is more of a Valentine for a man. Now, I did cut those squares a little bit different because of the fact that I had an ephemera piece that I grabbed from my stash. So that one I cut to 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 to go along with that. And the last card that we'll be making here today will be an Easter card. So you've covered quite a few cards, quite a few occasions in this video. Now, I did want to show you just a little trick. If you've been watching me, you know that I am a doodler. So I've doodled this basket on just a plain piece of white cardstock, and I didn't actually have a basket available in my stamp set. So I threw it in my Cricut and I cut it, and I'll modify that to fit the beautiful floral arrangement and the greenery that I want to put on this Easter basket. I did do some inking a little bit to kind of help with the color matches. And then that card will be finished. I did want to mention that I plan to get a video out in the next couple days or so. It will be a fun fold card that I will use the second card sketch that's in the catalog. And I will take that and I will make plain cards just as it is, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Plain cards. And then I will step that up a bit and make a fun fold. So I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and comment if this is something you want to see in the future, and I hope you will. But until next time, have a great day.